We need some sort of distraction for everybody. Anything new on YouTube?
Our Toy Histories episode that explored Kenner's $6 Million Man range is one of the most popular videos on the channel. And since I also consider this to be one of the best toy lines of the 1970s, I have long wanted to revisit the franchise. Yet I covered so many toys in that original feature that I haven't found anything new to say about the toy line. Until very recently. When I made the trip to Lobos Collectables in Melbourne last month, I spotted the very rare $6 Million Man O.S.I headquarters playset. Although I decided not to pick it up on the day because it comes in such a large box that I knew I would never fit it into my suitcase. But it's such a cool toy that after the trip I just couldn't stop thinking about it.
This is a dream that I have had since lunch, and I am not giving up on it now.
When I returned home, I contacted Lobos and worked out a trade deal, and I am now the very proud owner of this mint and complete vintage toy. While the box carries the $6 Million Man branding, it also bears the Oscar Goldman logo, and the playset has been designed for use with this figure. Oscar Goldman is the director of the Office of Scientific Intelligence, or O.S.I for short, and this is the secret government organisation that gave Colonel Steve Austin his bionic implants. Because the O.S.I headquarters playset has some really enjoyable play features, this is an item that I very much wanted to discuss in my $6 Million Man Toy Histories episode, but I only briefly mentioned it because I didn't own the playset at the time, and therefore couldn't show you all the aspects of the toy in any great detail. So let's rectify that right now by taking a look at Oscar Goldman's office.
Come with me, toy fans.
$6 Million Man! Well, happy birthday, Jesus. Sorry your party's so lame.
While the concept of an office playset with a desk and a chair may sound pretty boring, and something more akin to a Barbie toy, the $6 Million Man O.S.I headquarters is actually a really fun and very interesting addition to the toy line. Collectors also hold this item in quite high esteem, as it is considered to be the best playset in the range, as well as the rarest. Yet even though the O.S.I headquarters is a very desirable piece, it is certainly not the holy grail of the toy line. That honour has been bestowed upon the extremely rare, and now very expensive, Venus space probe.
I was probed.
The O.S.I headquarters also wasn't the first playset to appear in the line. That distinction belongs to the Bionic Transport and Repair Station that was released during the line's first year on toy store shelves. In fact, when Kenner launched their $6 Million Man range in 1975, 2 years after the premiere of the first made-for-TV movie, the Bionic Transport and Repair Station was one of only 3 toy products released, with the other 2 being the backpack radio accessory and the original $6 Million Man doll.
These are not dolls, Jim. These are commodities, the same as gold or oil.
While the initial range was quite limited, the $6 Million Man action figure was such a huge success that the toy line rapidly expanded across the subsequent waves. The following year, Kenner introduced the Bionic Woman doll, the Mission Control Center playset, and the totally amazing Maskatron, which I consider to be one of the very best action figures produced during that decade.
And if I change my mind, I give you my word, you'll be the first to know.
Then in 1977, the company released the O.S.I headquarters playset, and we finally received the Oscar Goldman action figure.
Every year I do research to determine which toy will be the most popular of the Christmas season. This year, it's a doll.
Kenner's new Oscar Goldman with exploding briefcase.
I have a secret assignment for the $6 Million Man. It's in my briefcase. Careful, if it's open wrong, it'll self-destruct. Check video scanner. Oscar will contact headquarters. Your orders, Steve. Hey, Maskatron has the briefcase. Look out, it'll blow apart.
Arr!
Oscar Goldman with exploding briefcase, $6 Million Man and Maskatron, each sold separately.
It kind of makes sense that the action figure of Oscar Goldman didn't appear in the first wave of Kenner toys, because even though the on-screen character became a staple of the popular television series, he also didn't appear in the show until the second television movie, Wine, Women and War. Richard Anderson is the American actor who portrayed Oscar Goldman, and Kenner did an excellent job of capturing his likeness for the action figure.
Is that the $6 million man's boss?
It's Oscar Goldman.
Why do you have that?
That's worth a lot of money. That's much more valuable than Steve Austin.
Oscar Goldman is a very snazzy dresser, and Kenner's figure comes dressed in a turtleneck with a wide-collared checkered sports coat that screams 1970s fashion. Prior to the release of Oscar Goldman, all the other action figures in the line came with exciting play features that simulated their superhuman abilities. But Kenner couldn't do this with Oscar Goldman because the character wasn't bionically enhanced like the $6 Million Man was. Instead, Kenner gave him a very special exploding briefcase. If opened correctly, the briefcase contains secret files, a radio headset, and a video scanner that could be operated by turning the dial in the center. However, if the enemy opens the briefcase incorrectly, it explodes, destroying all of the top secret contents.
Do or do not. There is no try.
This exploding briefcase is one of the most fun accessories in the $6 Million Man range, and more than makes up for the lack of play features on the action figure. While I have appreciated the O.S.I headquarters playset for a very long time, I never had the chance to study one in person until this example from Lobos Collectables arrived at my P.O. box. And for some reason, I always believed the main structure of the office was made of plastic. But it turns out that the walls and floor are in fact made of cardboard.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No! No!
When you think about it, this is probably the only way that Kenner could produce the toy and still turn a profit, because making playsets for figures this large is a very costly exercise. $6 Million Man dolls tower over the other popular 1:6 scale action figures of the time, such as Mego's 12-inch superheroes and Palitoy's Action Man. In fact, at 13.5 inches tall, they are actually closer to being 1/5 scale. Because of this, the O.S.I headquarters playset has a very large footprint, and this is the other thing that struck me about the toy when I first examined it. I am well aware of just how tall $6 Million Man dolls are, but once I had it assembled, I was shocked by the sheer size of this playset. This thing is huge!
That's what she said!
The outside of the playset has been designed to look like the O.S.I building that is seen in the TV show, and one of the walls has artwork that is supposed to represent Oscar and Steve looking out of a window, but it looks more like a badly painted family portrait. Yet this is entirely inconsequential, because the main play area is located inside the office. The artwork printed on the cardboard here is very nicely done, and on one wall the director of the O.S.I has a map that he uses to track the Bionic Man's missions. And next to that is an award for valour that has been issued to Oscar Goldman, along with a framed photograph of Steve Austin.
Oscar, would you reach over and touch his thing? That's what he said, right, guys, because of gay?
On the opposite wall is a window that overlooks Washington DC, with printed art resembling the Stars and Stripes flag, and a television screen that has weirdly been situated down at Oscar's feet.
$6 Million Man! Steve Austin!
Watch The Office and The $6 Million Man on Cozy TV.
Please forgive me for feeling a little used.
The cardboard used here simply forms the main structure, with all of the play features being incorporated into the plastic furniture. On the surface of it, Oscar Goldman's desk looks quite plain, with only a white telephone placed in one corner. So to make it look a little more interesting, I like to scatter the secret files from his briefcase across the desktop. Yet when you slide the telephone forward, a secret panel springs open, revealing critical O.S.I technology. In order to use this secret technology, you need to fit 2 C-size batteries into the compartment underneath the desk. This could make the O.S.I headquarters the only battery-powered cardboard playset in existence. Seriously, if you can think of another one, leave me a comment in the section below. 3 buttons are located in the centre of the secret panel, although only 2 of them are functional. The top button activates a buzzer, while the other button turns on the video viewer light. Included with the playset are 2 transparent film strips that are designed to be fed through the secret document viewer, and Oscar can study the top secret information when the files are illuminated by the light.
Corporate needs you to find the differences between this picture and this picture.
Okay, I already see one. Give them.
They're the same picture.
A safe for securing top secret O.S.I files is mounted to the wall near the window, and this safe can be fitted with a secret alarm that connects to Oscar's desk via a long cable. Once you run the cable under the wall, you fit the device into a slot at the back of the safe, ensuring that the copper connectors are not touching. You then push the alarm switch on the secret desk panel to the armed position. So if Maskatron swaps out his faceplate and disguises himself as Oscar Goldman, he can sneak into the O.S.I headquarters, but he can't steal the top secret files without raising the alarm.
Identity theft is not a joke, Jim. Millions of families suffer every year.
While the side of the box shows a Steve Austin action figure standing in the office wearing his signature red tracksuit, when displaying this piece I prefer to use a $6 Million Man figure that is dressed in the undercover assignment set, as this outfit is much better suited to an office environment. Another interesting thing to note on the packaging is that the photos depicting the secret document viewer and the alarm system have their text descriptions mixed up. The final accessory that I'm yet to mention is the brown two-piece swivel chair that Oscar uses to sit at his desk. And this playset should not be considered truly complete unless it has this item included.
I like this chair. Offers good support. It is ergonomically correct.
The O.S.I headquarters leans heavily into the secret agent aspects of the $6 Million Man mythology, and it's all the better for it. Recently on this channel we've covered a number of other cardboard playsets that range from the totally lame to the utterly awesome, and I strongly believe that the O.S.I headquarters sits firmly in the latter category. This is a really inventive toy, and Kenner should be commended for the creative genius that brought this TV setting to life in toy form. I certainly would have been a very happy child if I'd received this playset for Christmas.
I don't ask for much for Christmas. I really don't. It's not like I am begging people to buy me diamonds and...
So that's our look at the $6 Million Man O.S.I headquarters playset. And on behalf of the Analog Toys family, I'd like to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. Happy holidays, everyone.
Godspeed, Colonel Steve Austin.
You don't want to go, do you? Okay, you can stay. Steve Austin can stay.